Hey tank mates, Wes with Divine Aquariums, bringing you a COVID-19 update. I was told to work from home, so that's what I'm doing. And I'm here to take a look at the tank and do a quick water change. So, at first glance, not that bad. Hornwort really overgrew. So I have to cut that back. It also sounds like my pump's a little clogged, but that's okay. That's what I'm here to do. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn on these lights and then do a water test, show you what that's like. All right, the 5 minutes is up, and while I was doing that, I was getting everything ready. So obviously I got a ton of algae starting to grow, but that's okay. I'm gonna take care of that. So 5 minutes is up. pH, pH stayed the same. Nothing really happened. Ammonia, it's around yellow, a little about 0.25, somewhere around there. Probably another week, it probably would have crept up to about 0.50. Nitrites, 0. Nitrates, 0. Nitrates are always at 0 because, well, all the live plants that I have, they're going to use that so they can grow. So that's one of the reasons why all my tanks have live plants in it, because it controls the nitrates. I don't have to worry about it. Like I said, over filtration of biological. So I have a little Chem denitrate. Even though this is a 350 gallon per hour pump, that's not going to work as normal denitrate would, but it's still going to harvest more beneficial bacteria. And when I come back here, again, back in when I told you, I have 2 gallons of marine pure in there. So that is just actually, and also with adding the bubbles in there, airing it out, aerating it like that, that's just going to add more to the growing beneficial bacteria. The one thing is, this is my one problem here. My tank is empty, and of course, they're not letting me go in some of the places. It has a little bit more in there, so let me just pump all this water out that I can. They're not going to let me refill that, so that, when I get back, actually my indicator fell right there, so when I get back I'm going to have to bring the CO2 levels back up. But other than that, the fish look healthy, water's healthy, and that's not bad considering last water change. Actually, this is the wrong one. I may have taken it home. I think my last water change was March 15th. I don't have it here. Actually, this is 2018. I'll do another video on this later, but this is 2018. I think it's at home. I took it home just to remind me to come back and do it, so I'll have to fill it out. My last day here, I believe, was the 15th, and I think I did it on the 12th, if I remember correctly. Again, it's at home anyway, so it's not bad considering it's been almost a little over 6 weeks with nothing there involved. So I'm gonna do a water change. So I got 1, 2, 3. Got another bucket around here somewhere. Is this one it? Yeah, this is it. 4. So I got 4 or 5 gallon buckets. We're gonna get this changed up here. And I always take these covers off, and then right here is where I just add a whole bunch of polyfill. That's my mechanical filtration. I'm gonna take all this out, although there's some snails growing there because they're doing their job. I'm gonna take all this out, and then I always start with vacuuming out the water from here, because this is where all the dirt is, this is where all the detritus is, this is where the bacteria, well, not bacteria, but this is where all the detritus is, and this is where all the ammonia is going to build up and then it's spread throughout the whole tank. So I'm going to vacuum suck the water out of here, and then go down there where the pump is. There's a sponge there for the bottom of the pump. I'm going to take that one out too. So I put the polyfill on top in this bucket here. That's where I put just this so I can grab my snails out. This is how I normally do it. This is just a regular Seachem bag filled with polyfill because I don't want to kill any snails. Yeah, so I'll just shake these off or grab them, stick them in here, stick them in there. They'll float, fall to the bottom, and then I'll just refill this. This way I know they're not getting in there and I'm not killing snails, and I can go about my business. But right now, because I'm going to show this video, let me put that there. Let me show you what this looks like. Look at all that. Here. Look at all that. But it's clean over there, so it was work. Well, pretty much now I got to come in and do my few months rinsing that out. It'll be another day, but there it is right there. Oop, I got a little straggler. He jumped over. Can't see him right now, but I'm gonna have to get him. So hopefully I don't drop my phone in that water. But look at it, I just started to suction out the water. Look at that. That's why I always start with that first. The glare is kind of, but there we go. Look at all that stuff. That's why I always do where the filters are first. I don't know if you can see, but I'm trying not to drop my phone in the tank. So, look at that. Now it's getting darker. Look how dark that is. Get it. Now you can see to the bottom. Now it's backfilling from all through back here, but you can see that water is kind of clear. I think you can't get everything, but you know, you get that clear water. This is actually what it looked like. Look how dirty that is. That's why I always do that one first. Just a side note, the one bad thing about sand is bubbles do fill up, and that could be bad for the tank. So you got to sift through it. Let me show you here. Move my light back a little bit. It's one of the reasons why I have Malaysian trumpet snails, because they usually help with that, but they're not digging in here. So you can see the bubbles come out. You don't want, there we go. So you just move it through, sift through it. Same thing here. There we go. All right. Actually, while I'm here, let me get this filter. There's a whole bunch of algae on it. And java moss. That's okay. Well, let me get that off. I can't do this with one hand. But started the process. Now I'm gonna go to the main part of the tank. Scrub it down, get some of this algae off. You know the drill. So for those of you new to the channel, if you don't know, just give you some context here. This is a Sea Clear acrylic. It's a System 2. I got this at Petco on sale a couple years ago for $2.79. Normally they're about $4.99. So one thing you want to do, you can see the algae building up because I've been gone for 6 weeks. One thing, don't forget, get your scrubber. Don't forget to scrub the top of it too, because things do build up. Algae does build up here. There we go. I had this Aquarium acrylic. I wasn't too impressed with it. I don't know. It's just not, you know, maybe it's because I'm used to the pot scrubbers, you know, in the glass. Pot scrubbers in the glass work really well. I'm not sure if the pot scrubbers would scratch this acrylic. If there's anyone out there who's ever tried it, let me know, yay or nay. But again, you can see the algae coming out, and remember, this is behind this is the actual filter reservoir. This is actually from the tank. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here where the pump is. It's kind of hard to see. That pump's got a little small filter there, and you know, stuff builds up right through there. Of course, that's where I keep my carbon. So I'm going to fill that in, or suck that out now. I'll show you the difference. Malaysian trumpet snails are awesome. This is the one bad thing about them. They get everywhere. As you can see right here, they're all caught up in here, which this is part of my pump. You can see they're getting caught there. That's why that sponge is supposed to be down there. Doesn't always work. Malaysian snails get everywhere. You can see the babies right there too. I've tried putting a sponge on, this is the intake. I've tried putting a sponge there, it just gets clogged up. I just have to do this weekly. Unfortunately, with the COVID-19, I can't do this weekly. So eventually I should order another pump right now, just to be safe. But that's the only bad thing about Malaysian trumpet snails, they do get everywhere. More dirty water. One thing I noticed, here's my flashlight. You could see there's where the pump is, or for the air. Look what it did. The air just hitting that ceremedia. It actually cut a groove into it. Pretty interesting. Do it this way. See it better. But everything now nice and clean. That's the sponge that it sits on. So now we go get the water. Stuffed it with polyfill. Before I put the water in, stick it in there. And that's my main filter for the tank, mechanical filter, that is. It's my main mechanical filter. You see it right there for the tank. And that's the way I can swap that out without taking any snails with me. I'm also going to take these two plants here with me. Take these two plants home, put them in my 55-gallon glass at the house. Alright, got my 3 buckets of water ready. Shaking up my prime. Remember, you should always treat the water, not the tank. That's what CChem recommends. Also, once you put prime into the tank, you want to wait about 30 minutes because it will use the oxygen in the tank to get rid of the chlorine. So I'm gonna pour this in that bucket, and then pour that bucket into that one, and then that one into that one while it's pumping in. Again, after that, I'll wait 30 minutes, and then I'll put my stability in there. All right, tank's nice and full. Algae scraped a little bit, but it's all a little cloudy right now, so it's getting its thing. Put a little algae wafers in there. So, put the top on so everybody can see. I took care of my little buddy down there, my hospital tank. So they were all picking on him, so I left him down there when he was sick. Seems to like it. When I put him back in there, they start attacking him. Shrimp doing great. So that's what I came in. Take care of the tank. Everything's looking good. As always, thanks for watching.